Hey there, Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising. Welcome to your reading for the full moon eclipse that is happening in your sign. This eclipse is happening at 4:24 p.m. Eastern Time Zone in the U.S. on Saturday the 28th. Check the time zone calculator because for you it might be happening on the 29th, depending on where you are in the world. Your overall energy for this, oh, look at this, you have the card of success. Oh, that's awesome. All right, so let's just see where all of this takes us. I've been a little sick, so I'm going to pull all the cards at once so that I have a really good idea of what the overall everything is going on with you picture is, just to make things easier for me. I do want to invite you over to Facebook where I do astrology every day over there, and I pull cards to go with it. And well, you have the crown, the whale. The crown says honor and respect will come to you. The whale says great worry about nothing. Fire, strong emotion, passionate love or hate. And the seahorse, family matters. So these two came out together. And then these two came out together, and sometimes that matters, sometimes it doesn't. So let's just get into the 9-card spread here, see what all we get. An eclipse is always about the big release, the final letting go, the completing of a cycle. You guys have the North Node moving through your sign. This is the last of the eclipse and the series for you guys. Even though the North Node has moved on, it is still, this is your last one. Wow, okay, I see you're worried about resources, and they're saying not to worry about them. Okay. Huh. All right. The long-awaited change. This is interesting, though, because these two cranes are doing a mating dance on top of a nest. And we have family matters here. So there's something around the home arena that might be in play here for you. We have, where are these out of the way? These little cards are so busy. The key to the situation, you have the compass. That was the North Node. I love that happened. Here, we have the birds, which are about communication, but this deck has several birds cards, and you have 2 of them. But this one right here, look, got the little birdhouse going on. So I feel like there's communication around the home. For some of you, I mean, that passion could be, maybe you've been trying to get pregnant. Success. So it could be that. For some of you, that's a blue jay. She's calling you for her mate to come in right now. That's interesting. You really have something good going on here. This one is called sexual wisdom. So there's something on the card of joy. All right, well, Taurus, it looks like we're having a nice wrapping up of this. I wasn't really sure. I have to say there's a lot of things around this full moon that are pretty explosive, and I feel like it is, for some people, it's the final straw. For other people, it's we already knew we were on this journey, but this is putting the finishing touches on things. It says you must choose. This reminds me a lot of the Lover's card. A choice between 2 things. This we have the card of balance, the sun and the moon. You have the moon here showing up but this one is really very much about the cycles. And I feel like this is about allowing a cycle to complete. I'm going to look at what this card says. This looks like of family matters, right? It looks like almost going through the family photo album, memories. These two kittens, it's kind of got this energy around it of like a Sophie's Choice kind of energy. That one's complicated. Let's take a look at that, and then we'll look at this memories one. Yeah, she's only allowed to have one. She must make a choice. Ask yourself, ask your body what it wants to do. Make a decision. You can no longer go on at this point attempting to walk in two directions at once. And that which you fear most, causing pain, will not happen when you choose. The Whale. Great worry over nothing. So there's a choice that you may have been hesitating about. Maybe it's choosing this job or that job, this place to live, that place to live, this job, this career move, this friendship over that friendship, this relationship over that relationship. But I feel as though you're afraid it's going to, whoever doesn't get chosen, oh, okay. Whoever doesn't get chosen, it's okay because there's something else for them. So there's a better fit for them. As in, say you have a choice between two careers and you want to take both. You don't want to let anybody down. You don't want to let your boss down. But you really want to take this new opportunity. They're ready to replace you. They may not know they're ready to replace you. They may not be saying, God, I wish they would go. But I mean, it's like the universe has something lined up for them. They'll be okay, is what I'm saying. If you're, you have, you've been dating a couple people for a while and now you have to make a choice because it's been, 6-8 weeks dating both of them, and they're starting to say things like, so where is this relationship going to go? You kind of need to make a choice, You either need to set somebody free or not. But if you do, they are ready. They are ready. They will be fine. They will land on their feet. So I think that's important to note, that this choice will be fine. It's just that apparently you really, there's things you like, right? You like the people you work with, blah, blah, blah. But you like the opportunity at the next place you're going, the money you might get, the opportunity to grow and stretch your wings. Okay, this one's called relationships, interactions with others. When something seems to be missing in your life, it usually turns out to be someone. So, okay. Our life is defined by relationships, family patterns, partners, friends and foes. Each enters and passes through like a comet crossing our sky. Some shine brightly, never to return again, and gradually fade from memory. Others settle in and remain in our orbit. A mechanical photography device displays those who have played a part in our lives. The intricate rotations create infinite combinations to represent the present and the parting, mimicking the step of imaginary cosmic dance. Look, guys, that's what this is. The cosmic dance. There is a cycle. There is something that is coming to an end in order to allow something else to come in. Now, for some of you, and you may take this, well, if this message isn't for you, don't worry about it. There's going to be other messages in this for you. And again, always check out your sun, moon, and rising. But I didn't know this until it happened to me, that sometimes our spirit guides are ready to move on, and you get a new spirit guide. And unless you've had that experience, you may not understand what I'm about to say, but it's shocking, and it's and you're like, why? What did I do something wrong? Whatever, And and then somebody new though will come in and step up, and it's because either you're ready or they're ready to have a new adventure, a new way of looking and doing and being. And so the same happens on this side of the realm with friends and partners and business associates. But it also happens in the spirit realm. And I only mention that because we have this card here that's definitely about your spirituality, getting an upgrade, an ascension there. And so for those of you who it feels like you could always connect in with a certain set of guides or a certain guide or something, it may be that because of all this energy and the downloads and you having gone through the North Node through your sign, that you may have a new spirit guide team coming in because now you're ready for new information and new ways of growing and learning. And it doesn't mean that you forget your lessons or the people that or the spirit team that you've met on the other side. I had somebody that passed that that was really important to me, and communicated daily with this with Mark for gosh, I don't know, months. No, let's make that years, like 3.5, 4 years, and then one day he showed up and he said, "Hey, I got other things to do. I'm going to introduce you to your new spirit guide." And I'm like, "What?" And it was weird. It really was weird because it wasn't just like some random one. It was someone I actually knew. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And once in a while he still pops in, but it's not very often. And so he pops in mostly to say hi, but not to guide. It's really interesting. And so if, for instance, I know people who have said that when a certain family member has crossed over, they felt very connected to them, but over time that feeling faded. I think it's that. And so even though you may not have had the benefit of understanding and having that kind of a conversation, that it's the same sort of thing. And just because maybe you can't connect as strongly to like your grandfather when he passed over as you used to, that doesn't mean that they don't still check in. It doesn't mean they're not there available to talk to, because they are. But there may be someone else leading the team or bringing you what you need. So for some of you, that was a message that needed to come through. There's this hold on loosely, but don't let go. There is this feeling a spirit has you and is comforting you. You're also being encouraged that there's someone in your life that you're supporting and that you're comforting, nurturing, that you do it with a light touch. They aren't looking for you to solve their problems. They're just looking to know that they're loved. Okay, so there's that. Honor and respect will come to you. Part of this success, this transferring, this moving to a new direction that you have going on here has to do with feeling valued. Venus rules your sign. Venus, when she's in Taurus, is always talking about self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. And that comes sometimes in the form of money, but it also comes in other ways, right? There's so much more to it than that. You have the life force energy and the sexual wisdom. You have this card of the mating dance and the partnership. You have this card of a choice between two relationships. You have the card of joy. You have the card of people that come and go in our lives, the cyclical nature of things, the ascending to a new height. This could be a new height spiritually, but honestly, it could be your relationship gets leveled up to a new position. The obstacle has been this anchor. Where you put your anchor down, where do you settle in? And so for many of you, this has to do with that. This has to do with making a choice in a relationship situation. For many of you. But no matter what is going on, whatever the choices that you have to make here, whether it's career or personal, the answer is what brings you joy, what gets you fired up, what do you feel excited about, What really makes you feel like you're going to feel valued? What's going to make you feel valued? This life force energy, this is getting in touch with your emotion. There's a lot of rainbow coming through on this. This is the Mermaid of Lemuria, but this I think this guy is also from Hawaiian lore. I'm going to look him up because there's something about that. And so there's a great healing energy through the emotional waters, through connecting in with how you truly feel. And then you will know, a major Hawaiian god of fresh water, the creative energy source of all life. Bursting with vitality, Cain comes with a simple message. Your body would benefit from drinking more fresh water and eating nutrient-rich foods. This is not coming as a judgment or a lecture for you. It is just simply asking you to take good care of yourself. If your physical or creative energy needs boosting, consider your dietary habits. And then celebrate your food. Remember when we were little and we used to say grace all the time? We're just saying thank you for the ability to bring this to the table, right? So, here's what's really interesting about your reading. What's been draining your energy is this decision, this hard choice. We have the scythe. The scythe separates the chaff from the wheat, right? And the chaff is really the straw, right? And the straw is also it's not useless, it's not a waste, right? It just doesn't have as much value as the wheat does. That's where the coins come in, is with the wheat. The straw is used to bed down the horses or feed the horses or whatever, right? And so this is different. This is what has more value to you. And making this choice, it's almost as though you know what has more value to you, or at least what doesn't hold as much value for you as it used to. And so sorting that out, making that choice, making that decision. But with the compass here as your north node and the cyclical nature of things, of the lunar cycle, which would be the moon 2.5 years later, coming to a conclusion here. So that new moon, I don't know if I mentioned this, was seated. This full moon was seated as a new moon, April 22nd of 2020. And so I call that the relationship accelerator, the time frame of COVID. A lot of us figured out we really liked the people we were with, or we really didn't. And so things that were not built on a solid foundation, they have come to some kind of a conclusion here. And so how do you transform the situation? By having more fun. This little puppy just wants to go out to play. All work and no play makes Taurus unhappy and grumpy, right? So I could see that you're worried about money, though, because here in the area of resources, we've got the mice, right? And the mice are nibbling away at the sides of your profits or whatever. And so sometimes we stay in relationships too long because maybe you've moved in together and now you would have to separate the houses, and whether you're married or not, there's a financial cost to doing things like that, right? Or you got a puppy together, and who gets custody of the puppy, right? So there's something about the division of assets that is creating a struggle for you, right? The division of assets. Who gets what? And the answer, though, is right here. In your heart, you have wisdom. So there's a full moon in the background, and there's the owls. And it's the owls of wisdom and knowledge. It's communication. This full moon will allow your spirit guide team to be able to access you if you will allow them. If you will spend a little time in some meditation and really feeling into your heart, the answer is, what does your heart feel? What really matters in the heart? What brings the joy? What brings the healing? what is going to bring the balance. So it's a hard choice you have going on here. I can see that. But I want to remind you what the two kittens said. The choice you make is the right one. The choice you make is the right one. Everybody's going to be okay, and you have the card of success. So to make sure that you're okay, pick the one that feels like joy and happiness, right? You follow your path to joy and happiness, and others will figure out how to do that for themselves as well. It's not your job or responsibility to make sure everybody is safe and protected. It's really not. And I know who I'm talking to, Taurus. You definitely have that overall sense of, no, it is my job. I find a lot of first responders are Tauruses. But in this case, maybe the best way to care for somebody is to let them go. But it's definitely important for you to make a choice that leads to happiness, that leads to your personal sense of well-being and success. And this worry that you have about money, I feel like that is not, things are not going to be as bad as you think they are. All right? Okay. I hope you found that helpful. I'm on Facebook. I'm there every day. So come over and join me. If you leave a comment in the video, you could be in the drawing. Well, you will be in the drawing for the free reading that I do. I announce it here, but I also announce it over there on Facebook, so sometimes it's easier to find. And if you're a subscriber, hitting that notification bell will make it a lot easier for you to know when I upload videos now, because I'm not doing them on a regular schedule anymore. So go for the joy. Go for the joy. You have this long-awaited change, and it's like the cosmic clock is striking 12. All right, you guys take care. Talk to you soon.